All right. So I wanted to watch this. It's been recommended to me on YouTube a lot. And I have like Jocat's other work. So I figured I'd do a little reaction to a crap guide to DPS. So yeah, I'm going to play this for us to watch together.
Everybody likes to do damage, and don't pretend like you don't, because I know you're lying. Otherwise, why would you be playing an
Felicity
RPG
Roth
with
the
core
first-
mechanics such as leveling up, getting stronger, and looking fashionable as fuck?
I forgot how quick he is. Holy moly. It's like being punched in the face with words.
To do massive numbers on the other guys until their numbers are so small they match the PP size of anybody who doesn't commend at the end of a duty. The other members...
If you don't commend at the end of a duty, you're not part of my stream. It's necessary. People are like, oh, but I have to watch the movie, I try to get out, and people sometimes leave quickly. No excuse. And if you don't do it, you're bad.
Leaving too quickly is no excuse. How do you
Jocat agrees with me!
expect to move quick enough to avoid AoEs if you can't even move quick enough to tell your allies they're doing a great job and that their glamour is sexy? Is that uncharacteristically nice of me? Maybe, but it means I get to steal...
We don't move out of AoEs, so that's the healer's job to heal us.
Steal the LB3 from the only melee in the group. Welcome to a crap guide to Final Fantasy.
Talking fast? Yup. Oh, he has Oshifon's shield over there. Wait a minute. Look at that. He's got Oshifon's shield with his face on it. That's a really cute little thing. Also, that is a really cute little thing. But this is a really cute little thing.
Today I'm going to be talking about every job. That's right. What, you thought only the DPS have to DPS? Boy, I could slap you with my overflowing glamour dresser. Damage is the name of the game in Final Fantasy XIV, and the entirety of the game is designed around everybody dealing it, including the tanks and the healers. If the DPS roles are contributing 60% of the damage, tanks and healers are the ones who fill in the other 40. So if you don't contribute, you belong in the garbage chute. So don't get so hung up on the role names. Everybody is a DPS.
Hell yeah.
Specifically is that one, not only is FF14 a cooperative game, which means anytime you waste is not only yours, but also anybody else in your party as well. And two,
but what if wasting other people's time is my kink?
Every combat feature in FF14 is designed with dealing damage in mind. Healers and tanks get skills that actively promote doing more DPS. Hell, Sage is a healer whose skills actively benefit from doing DPS. And most importantly of all, Enrage.
Sage has guns.
Enrage is what happens when you overstay your welcome in a dungeon or boss arena and the residents have run out of things to talk about and are just really ready for you to leave so they can finally go poop without being worried that you're gonna steal all their old DreamWorks DVDs. That is to say—
Yo, was that Road to El Dorado? No way! Dude, this movie was my entire life as a childhood. This and Shrek. Like, are you kidding? I've never even seen someone talk about the Road to El Dorado before.
Old DreamWorks DVDs. That is to say, you're either forcefully kicked out or alternatively they instantly murder you. How do you prevent this from happening? You murder them first, of course, and then you pop in a copy of Shrek 2 so you can watch the castle siege again. And guess what? The later
Be good.
Later in the game you get, the more and more frequent enrages start to appear. And they'll have more and more health too, so if somebody decides they just don't feel like they want to cooperate in this team game they decided to play, and now the boss has an eighth of its health left and is about to destroy the entire universe, Princess Fiona isn't going to be the only one who will need a hero. Hopefully it's been drilled into your head now that DPS—
Oh my god. It's like being blissed with memories right now. All that's playing in my head right now is the fairy godmother singing, "I'm holding out for a hero to the morning light." Frequently, Shrek is the most intrusive thing that happens to my brain. It's absolutely wild. I watched Shrek so much as a kid, I would quote it alongside it. My poor mother had to deal with it.
is essential, not just for the jobs with the title sticker, but also anyone in a fancy robe or edgy trench coat as well. Now that you know that, how does one go about dealing max deeps? The first most basic thing is to do your combos. Press a button. See another button light up? Press that one. Congratulations, you have successfully completed a combo. And doing so will reap a myriad of benefits, from putting damage over time on your target, gaining mana, doing your taxes, or any variety of other additional effects.
Oh yeah,
Magic
the Gathering
achieves the same goal of dealing more damage. Secondly, you want to press these skills that the game labels as abilities and the community calls off global cooldowns. Or
Yo! Alright, so ability is what it's called. That's good. That's good to know going forward. Because I've just been paying attention to what things I've used that are off GCD, but it's nice to know that they're actually called something.
OGCDs for short. More like OGCDs nuts!
Yep,
I personally
got
call
me.
them free damage buttons. They cost you nothing and there's literally no reason not to press them while your normal cooldown is rolling. But this one has a long cooldown. What if I need it later? No, it doesn't. Shut up. The cooldowns in this game are so short you might—
Whoa, but Jocat, don't you know this is an RPG? All RPG people do is that they save everything until the end and then go, oops, I didn't use it. But what if I needed a different time?
Might as well press them, because by the time you need them again, whoop, they're back up. Not to mention, many jobs require you to press those free damage buttons to unlock even spankier damage buttons. So use your goddamn free damage buttons. It's free damage.
Oh,
the
God.
next rule of DPSing is knowing your ABCs. Always be casting. This means mashing away at your keyboard like a
Oh. I think I just felt something awaken in me.
pickle monster working double time. More specifically, it means that the best way to make sure
It's
you
called
are doing
face
the
rolling.
most damage that you can is to always have your global cooldown going. Even if it means accidentally pressing the wrong skill like the single brain cell that you are. Because if you're always pressing buttons, even the suboptimal one, you are doing more damage than if you weren't. And doing damage is always better than not doing damage.
Spam your
yes,
skills.
Even Skaith. Here's
Spam
a
your
live
skills.
example with my two subjects.
If you're waiting for a skill to come up, you don't just wait for the icon to be fully loaded. You have to keep spamming it, whether it be clicking it or hitting a button. If you aren't spamming your ability, you're doing it wrong. And you can actually go into the options menu and make it so it doesn't make the annoying, like, bing, aren't ready yet thing appear and make sounds.
Jan and Chloe. They both deal 1 million damage, and suddenly the boss flies out of melee range. Jan sits there waiting patiently for the boss to return before she can start doing 1 million damage again. Meanwhile, Chloe's pressing the deal 1 damage at a range button the entire time they're waiting. I ask you, puny viewer, which person is dealing more damage right now?
Yeah, but it's only 1 damage.
Who's dealing more
damage?
As if any fight is going to get so close that dealing with...
Who is dealing more
Oh,
damage?
my God.
Sure, it might not look like much, but it's going to matter when they fight.
Back
Dealing
up.
more damage.
Their eyes down his thing. It's like the seam is splitting and eyes are coming out of it. This is very much so a Pride from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood look going on right here. Oh.
Damage. Sure, it might not look like much, but it's going to matter when they fight the boss that has 3 million and 2 health and they wipe all because the other DPS decided they don't want to press buttons. It's such little DPS, it won't make a difference? Sure, Jan. Now, one of the best things you should do to improve your damage in Final Fantasy XIV is this. It's really simple. I want you to lean in. It's a
he's gonna
super
yell.
simple thing.
He's
Here,
gonna
come
yell at
close.
me.
I'm going to say the
Oh.
thing. Are you ready? Okay, here it goes. Read your tooltips!
Hey, reading's
The little block
good.
of text that literally tells you what your skills do. Honestly, you would be surprised how many people queue into an expert dungeon and never realize they have a skill
We're
that
doing
can attack
reaction,
multiple
Prince.
targets. Even all the things I tell you in this video, the combos, the range attacks, the AoE damage skills, the free damage buttons. The best way to know what your job is capable of is by reading your job skill
reading's
tooltips
hard.
yourself. So you better read your goddamn tooltips, because if I see another player not knowing about their AoE combo and a mob pull at level 80, I'm gonna grab the nearest etherite and bash you so hard you're gonna be teleported to the final resting place of every ERPer's used undergarments. With all
I feel like I was just murdered. I feel like he killed me. What? Oh my God. I thought I talked fast, but this guy is incredible. And by the way, I do read my tooltips. Thank you. And also, I have chat to tell me when I'm doing things wrong. The benefits of being a streamer.
that out of the way, you'd think I'd covered everything you need to do to be an ultimate clearing badass, right? Unfortunately, not, Waffle Face, because the final responsibility every single role in Final Fantasy XIV shares is not dying. Oh, sure,
Okay,
the
no, the
healers
heal
help,
job.
but most of the time your own survival is on you and only you. And that means making sure you do the fight mechanics and don't take avoidable damage like it's got the cheese touch. Oh, I'm sorry, are you in the middle of your cast? You want to try and hit that purple parse like
Yes.
the big man you are?
Yes.
That's too damn bad! Each time you take damage that is avoidable, it means the healer has to heal you and they're dealing less damage.
their
And on top
job.
of that, you get this cheese puff called a vulnerability stack. For each stack you have, you take more and more damage until you get one shot when the enemy farts in your general direction. All this to say, if you don't avoid
Welcome
enemy
into
damage,
that.
you will not only make the healer do less DPS, but you're also likely going to die, which means 0 DPS. And if you still think that's not a big deal and the healers can just res you, each time you die, you get a dunce cap of shame that reduces your DPS even more for about as long as a red light in Philadelphia. So you better stay alive or else I'm gonna raise you so I can rescue you into an AoE and kill you myself. To recap, everybody's DPS matters. Press your free damage.
Oh, I made a healer so mad at me when I was doing the Bismarck fight. Because you have to jump on his back. And it's my first time doing it. I had no idea. And they're like, oh yeah, you have to get on his back. So I'm running closer to it. And I'm casting. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm right here. The healer pulled me onto his actual back and was like, dude, do your job and do some damage. Joe guy's secretly really shy. That's probably what his video comes off as. I can see that. I can see this being like a persona. We can back up a bit.
AoE and kill you myself. To recap, everybody's DPS matters.
Yes.
Press your free damage buttons.
Free
Always
damage.
be casting. Read your tooltips. Stay
Reading.
alive. But even if
Staying
you keep
alive,
all those
that's the
things in
healer's
mind,
fault.
the number one rule to improve your DPS performance is to practice. Striking dummies are all over the
Oh,
goddamn
but
place.
no,
out
I'm
in
just,
the
like,
overworld and
naturally
even in
good.
the yards of some random people's
I'm just, like,
houses in the
naturally-
residential districts.
I'm
So
just
if you see
natural
one, there's no
gamer.
shame in whacking it a few times like you're auditioning to be a dominatrix. I'm sure the neighbors won't mind. Practice makes perfect, and even all the foresight in the world will not fully translate into the doing. So go and do that doing so that one day you too can do the do and make everybody else look like doo-doo because of how good your doing skills are. And with how much doing you'll be doing, maybe someday you too can clear an ultimate and get a shiny-ass weapon of your own to show off to people AFKing at the Limsa Aetherite Plaza. Just know the difference between an amateur and a master is that a master has failed way more times. By the way, get ready for a party wipe. Wait, what? Congratulations. You're now better at the game than you were 5 seconds
Yeah, I've been
ago.
in a few of those.
And now you know how to DPS. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, finally, my Q just popped.
Hey! I'm just saying that. Speaking of which, did my Q... Oh,
No, one of the other party members withdrew. Ah, fuck.
did my Q pop? Oh, no, it did! No!